Hey my dudes, how's it hanging? It's your boy ZNF1 here. So today I thought I would discuss with you guys a little secret project that the government did called Operation Paperclip. Now, before we go ahead and dive deep into that subject, go ahead and cue intro. You guys are probably curious as to what Operation Paperclip is. So, what exactly it is an old secret operation that the government ordered, where at the end of World War II, they brought Nazi scientists, over 1,600 of them, from Germany to the US to work for advancing the military and our space program to help us beat the Soviets. Now, at the time, they kept all of their horrendous war crimes secret, and they played it off as all these Germans were the good Germans. And they did that to keep the public easy and to essentially divert their attention and just really to make it to where they weren't freaking out. These guys obviously weren't good people. Now, they brought over people that were extremely close to Hitler, even, that were involved in such horrendous war crimes, like concentration camps and just, killing a bunch of Jews and experimenting on them and a whole shitload of inhumane things. Some of those people were actually part of one of Hitler's closest regiments, and it was the Third Reich. So people like that would be like Major General Dr. Walter Schreiber, and he was a part of the vaccine program. What happened in the vaccine program was basically him and other scientists / doctors were trying to create these vaccines that they would give to the Nazis so they wouldn't be affected by biological warfare, or chemical warfare of some sort. And that way, they wouldn't have to worry about anything and they could just essentially dominate. So it's really fucked up, and they tested it on, obviously, Jews and probably other people too, but either way, it's extremely fucked up, the fact that that's what happened, and they still brought him over here to work for us. As far as I'm aware of, it still hasn't been entirely disclosed as to what exactly he was doing, but I do know he was transported to a military base in Texas. But there's a certain ethical and a moral aspect that you kind of have to question when it comes to this. It's why would you bring over 1,600 Nazi soldiers who were committing or had committed several, if not hundreds, of fucking extremely horrendous and just god-awful fucking crimes over to the US? And essentially just saying that they're good Germans. How fucked up is that? For real. So, if you think about that, it's extremely messed up, and it's not really ethical at all. And it definitely had its debate from people within the government and the military himself that loathed the Nazis and didn't like them at all, and there's other people oh, we need to get this done, so we can beat the Russians. Whether it was to the moon or war, etc., which either way, it's still messed up, and it gets even more messed up than that. But another person that they brought over was somebody that's a little bit more well-known when it comes to Operation Paperclip. It's Werner von Braun. He was the Nazis' V2 rocket scientist, and he was brought to work for our NASA space program to help build the Apollo rocket that got us up to the moon before the Russians got up there. So, like, that just kind of shows you the hand that we had that actually helped us get up there, and kind of like the messed up, twisted sort of sense that, and like work, so to speak, that went into building it and to creating everything that got us up to the moon. And again, like, it's really messed up. The reason why that is too is because Wernher von Braun, he participated in like Jewish internment camps, or internment camps where they literally made people slave away and just build the V2 rockets and do a whole bunch of other stuff too. It was called the Nordhausen slave camps, or slave labor camps. So look it up if you want. It's extremely messed up, because these are just innocent people, you know, that were literally enslaved for skin pigmentation and / or the religious beliefs that they held extremely dearly. I feel like I don't really need to express how fucked up that is. And the fact of the matter that we brought him over to help us with our space program, like, no matter how much it helped, like, either way, like, you still have to question the ethical aspect of it. Like, even, yes, I do understand to, like, benefit and everything like that, but to an extent, there's a certain way you should do it, especially to people like them, who have done so many good things. But, like, a lot of these freaking scientists and Nazi soldiers, they got to live out their days peacefully and quite lavishly. They got huge paychecks for building these rockets for the fucking government and helping the military and government with whatever else they were fucking helping with, which I wouldn't be shocked if it was biological warfare programs, etc., etc. Like, it wouldn't shock me, but I'm not really too sure on that part. But, like, the thing here is the fact of the matter that there were internment camps these fuckers worked at, and they just got to, you know, get a booked flight over the great old US of A and fucking ended up living out their lives lavishly as fuck. How fucked up is that? Like, seriously, think about it. Think about how messed up that is. If, like, honestly, you're to do that, you should at least enslave. I would have enslaved their asses, because that's exactly what the fucking hell the great majority of them deserve. Like, it's one thing, you know, if, like, they're a Nazi soldier and they were forced into it, or, like, they ended up staying into it because they didn't want to die or kill themselves, etc., etc., and they genuinely felt shitty for all the things they did, or, you know, like, they did things to help out Jews, etc., etc., you know, vice versa. But, like, a lot of those people ended up getting out, or, like, died, etc., etc. Like, very few didn't really get out, as far as I know of. But, like, anyone that was to help them, like, that's a different story. Like, yeah, that's more understanding. They were people that, if they were people that tried to help the Jews when they knew that something was wrong and they were in, you know, the Nazi military. But that's not the case here. So, like, again, the question you gotta ask is, why did they do that? Why would they do something so ethically fucked up and pay people to do shit for them when they did extremely shitty things and they shouldn't have gotten a fucking dollar for what they did? Not one fucking bit. But, you know, this kind of stuff is like what happens, you know, and people don't discuss it, or it's not a part of popularized culture anymore, especially nowadays, because a lot of mainstream media is propaganda, or it is a bunch of distractions and everything else from what the actual truth is. Mainstream media isn't, you know, like it's supposed to be anymore. It's not journalism fighting the power, or like keeping the power in check like Benjamin Franklin intended it to be. It's a part that enforces it and does what it wants at this rate. Not entirely, you know, but a lot of it is. So, we honestly really got to question things like these, you guys, because obviously they've done shit like this before, and a lot of programs that we think, or that most people are led to believe that are glorious, and like extremely good things, they do a lot of fucked up things that really aren't morally right and really need to be questioned. But, with that being said, let's go ahead and, cut this off here. If you guys did enjoy this, please, as usual, don't forget to, like, share, comment, and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me whenever you guys do, and it helps you show me that you guys are enjoying this. But with that being said, though, my dudes, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And as usual, please don't forget to live long and prosper, and take care and peace, my dudes. See ya!
I just tell the truth, it's up to you to love or dismiss it. I'm just pointing out what I feel like the game has been missing.